Where Josephine Kabura is at this moment at the EACC offices, where she's shedding light on her affidavit she presented in court implicating former Devolution CS Anne Waiguru amongst others. And this is in as far as the NYS 791 million shilling scandal is concerned. And we're now joined by Timothy Otieno, who's covering this story for us. Timothy, good afternoon. She still must be inside the Integrity Center, but paint for us a picture in as far as what got us to this particular moment.
Yes, good afternoon, Sophia. Yes, she's still inside. She has been at the EACC headquarters from about 10:45 in the morning when she arrived. And of course, she's coming to answer to an affidavit that she swore last week, bringing fresh allegations against former Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru, having been involved in the 791 million shillings NYS scandal. Now, she's going to be talking through and shedding light on each and every point. It's a 112-point document, Sophia, that she's going to be presenting and shedding light to the investigators here. Now, Sophia, to answer your question, this began, of course, after she swore an affidavit last week at the High Court, and this affidavit explicitly mentioning former Devolution Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru as having actively been involved in a cover-up once the 791 million shilling NYS scandal was revealed to the public. Now, of course, in this affidavit, she mentions other people, of course, including political analyst Mutahi Ngunyi, whom, according to the affidavit, she said had been holding special meetings at Anne Waiguru's residence in Runda, and is the one who advised the then CS for Devolution to issue a statement in regards to this scandal in order to deflect attention from her person. Now, the affidavit also, and what she will also be giving more information to in regards to, is of course including mentionable names like Joseph Mugwanja, who was rather a director at the Banking Fraud Investigations Unit. Now, Joseph is believed to have requested Miss Kabura to hand over 80 million shillings under the instruction of Madam Waiguru, and this is believed to have been part of the money that went missing from this scandal. Hassan Noor, who was rather the Secretary of Administration at the Ministry of Devolution then, is believed to have been linked also in this matter, and has been adversely mentioned in the affidavit that Madam Josephine Kabura is shedding light on currently with the investigators. Of course, Hassan Noor is believed to have given Madam Kabura, who is a businesswoman here in Nairobi, her first LPO, the local purchasing order. Now, of course, these including also Lois Mbarire, who is the sister for Madam Anne Waiguru, mentioned adversely as being the go-between between Waiguru and Miss Kabura, and handled the monies and the tenders that Miss Kabura won when the Miss Waiguru was the CS for Devolution. But the investigators here, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, will be seeking two things. One is to see the link and how Miss Anne Waiguru links with those mentioned in this affidavit, and secondly, they will be seeking to trace back the flow of cash that has taken place since this scandal erupted last year, Sophia.
Before I let you go briefly, so as this questioning goes on right now at the Integrity Center with the EACC officials, on the other hand, there are legal proceedings that are ongoing. The matter is before court. Fresh summons have been issued to those implicated with the 791 million shillings. And you also have a High Court judge that's asking for clarification from the CJ on whether this matter should be moved from the High Court and to the newly created division of the High Court, that's the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Division Court. Isn't that correct?
Yes, it is correct, and if you remember last year, the Director of Public Prosecution had written to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption to be joined in the investigations against then Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru because they believed at that time that some of the investigations that she was undergoing was falling on the mandate of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. So the Commission, if you remember earlier last week, had issued a statement insisting that Ms. Waiguru indeed had been cleared but not on the 791 NYS scandal, but rather on 4 other counts that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption were investigating against her person. Now, the High Court, of course, are directing fresh allegations, and the commissioners will have to be seeking ways that they can consolidate this investigation either into one, or whether they can hand over the investigations directly to fall under the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission or the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. Of course, there have been claims that at the time, Ms. Waiguru's investigations for the NYS was falling under the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and not the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. A lot of confusion surrounding this matter, Sophia, but of course, with the directives issued, it remains to be seen how this is going to be playing out. But of course, the fresh investigations have begun, and hopefully with today's statement from Ms. Josephine Kabura, more light will be shed on this matter, and perhaps a direction as to which body is mandated to take up this issue, Sophia.
All right, Timothy Atieno, thank you very much, coming to us live from the Integrity Center.